Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Vinland Saga, episode 10.
Season 1, episode 10.
Right, yeah, season 1, episode 10. Because this will get a second season.
Because it's really good, y'all.
It's really good. Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully it's still done by Wit, because otherwise
of course
it would be a tragedy.
Of course
it will. We don't speak of such things.
Yeah.
The possibility that it would be
Thorfinn
otherwise.
had his encounter with Thorkell.
Yeah, and he got Loki'd.
He got smashed. He actually did get like Loki smashed. Yeah,
but he got some fingers.
That's true. Thorkell's disappointed that the war seems to be kind of taking a break for now. They abandoned the siege of Londinium, except
for
they
the
didn't.
Most part. Right?
Did they abandon the siege of Londinium? Well, yes, but actually no.
They're sieging Londinium economically.
Economically, yes. Canute has been left behind with 4,000 troops, which I believe is 20% of their total.
I believe
because they have around 20,000 Danes, Vikings, Yelms Vikings, mercenaries, etc. And King Sweyn is moving off to basically prepare for the winter.
Right.
Which is where a lot of crazy things can happen because Thorfinn's going with Askeladd and all the men, headed with King Sweyn. So the question is, wait, will the story essentially do another kind of a time skip? Or are we going to just continue focusing on Thorfinn, since he's our primary kind of viewpoint on this?
I know you really wanted to focus on Canute.
Or are we going to get a little Canute focus?
I wonder why you're so excited. I couldn't possibly just have any clue.
No. See, you really don't. It's just that, like, I can't really explain it until we get to see, like, how old he is, because he's not a man yet. At least as far as I know. I mean,
we haven't seen too much of his face, so we don't know.
No, but I mean, like, he should be pretty young at this point. Okay. So it's exciting because our OC, MC, Thorfinn, is also young. So there's this idea that they're kind of wanting to put Thorfinn at least in the same kind of age range potentially as Canute, which is exciting for me. So
and apparently someone brought it to our attention that there was actually someone named Thorfinn in history. And that's why it's really important to not look up anything historical type stuff
regarding him,
because then
really just regarding anything.
Right, regarding anything.
Yeah, good call.
But
also, we know that we were wrong about the voice actor for Thorkell is Bro Skandar.
Yeah,
actually.
like, of course.
Which is of course it is.
You've got the super positive, wholesome, big, strong boy.
Yeah,
that loves combat. It's like, it's almost like they typecast
who else would you
this
get?
Guy. Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Surely he's never done that before.
And if you don't know who we're talking about one of the main characters from the show Fate Zero.
Right, and then he's also Uvogin. He's also like, oh man, I think I'm
he's
forgetting
all for
some of the
one.
list. Yeah, he's all for one. And he's Dimple, weirdly enough, which doesn't quite fit with the rest of the character archetypes.
Yeah, he's just got a very good
good,
he just
sounds
strong
awesome.
voice.
Yep.
Yeah. But episode 10, wintertime probably. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh.
London Bridge is still
this
on
is
guard.
Still there.
Still on guard.
Maybe we will get that Canute episode you always wanted.
Oh,
whoa!
Ah! He's chucking stuff at them! What?
Perfect gamer!
Oh my god! Wow, England is really getting their money's worth.
Yeah.
And the water's carrying his voice. Yeah, so take these! Oh my god. No, we're not stupid.
In fact, let's pull back another 500 yards. That way he can't throw anything at us.
Yeah.
He'll run out of rocks eventually.
I mean, you can back up a couple 100 meters. Oh, right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Because Canute was raised Christian.
Oh. So he just really doesn't want to fight, I guess? Huh.
Wow. It's like, you're giving me a headache, man. Oh. What is that face? What is that face? Wait, what?
All right.
Why is he? What went wrong? What went wrong? What went wrong? Paid my dues. I've sold my soul. So tell me what is left for me. I've given up everything.
I can't hear this and not get hyped.
Yeah, I know.
Like, even though it's so, like, you know, classic of the, you know, the dad dying and stuff, still that part just oh boy. Oh boy.
I love this show. I love this show. Oh. Oh. This is where his mind wanders to when he's asleep. Is this what he imagines Vinland to be? Or is this he imagines home?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It could be either. No. Yeah. Ah! And his back is facing him, yeah. And he will never turn around, yeah. Oh, they don't show the details of his face even.
Yeah.
That's a cool, like, clever way to not have...
Hey, Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Oh, this has got to be the worst. Dreaming of him still being alive and then waking up.
Yeah. Oh, this is his subconscious telling him.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
You're a part of a family. Wow.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, yeah, and then it all goes dark, yeah. Oh.
Okay. I'm glad they're doing this though, because Thorfinn would know this.
This isn't their village, this is...
Or this is the... Yep.
Yeah, and he sees his father. Yep. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Outskirts of Bath. Okay. Nice.
Oh.
Wow, that's dark. So this isn't even necessarily Askeladd's group. This could be just,
I think it is
just
though.
a part of the army. You know? Well, we haven't seen any identifiable, like, specific men from Askeladd's group yet. Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we've given us some exposition about where the main army is. Okay, so this is Askeladd's group then.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Some familiar faces. All right. He's doing this for the glory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're actually gonna duel right now. Jeez. Okay, called Tora is stupid. Tora got mad.
Yep.
But Ake would apologize. So
It escalated. This continued.
Oh. Okay, nice.
All tucked in your cloak like that.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. He's gonna see the sunrise. Oh. He's still a kid. He's still a young man. Like he's not.
Yep.
He's not.
Yep.
He's not fully there.
I'm so glad they're doing this stuff because this
solidifies him so much more as a character.
Right.
He still feels. He still has pain. He's
still has things he needs to work through.
Yeah. Ugh. It's hard. Oh. Just tell me he's sitting there. Yep. He's been here a while. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And that's a hard line on his forehead.
Yeah.
That is the stress line of a leader. Yeah. Oh. I was waiting for them to bring this stuff up.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't know. That's a good look, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Eventually I'll be old. And... Yep.
Wow. Dang, that line.
Yeah.
That line. Ugh.
Wow. Oh.
The Romans.
Yeah.
Yep. I was waiting for them to bring this up. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Britannia.
That's one of the coins from back then.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Uh-huh. That 500 years earlier was more advanced.
Yep. Dark Ages, disease, and all kinds of regression from society. We'll do that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, the moon is... Oh, this is such a good shot.
Yep. And then someday we'll get destroyed too.
Oh, cool. Oh, right, of course, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's always coming for
very soon.
Christians. It's like the end of times is soon. Oh, we missed the sunrise.
I think we're gonna see it.
Well,
but yeah, the cusp
transition,
of the sunrise,
you know? Yeah.
That's my favorite part of it too. But that shot, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love animation and stuff, but a good like perfect painting, you know, a good still with lighting and everything. It just. Oh no, he's got a stick. Yeah. He's whipping the. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So what's going on? Something happened. Wait, what? Thorkell went after the main army? What?
Yeah, what? Insane. Whoa! Holy crap!
Oh, here comes Thorkell, yep.
Yeah. Are we gonna see that dual axe bit from the opening?
Or wielding a tree, you know?
Oh.
Yep. That's some psychological warfare.
Oh, yeah, that's terrifying. All right.
And they're all emboldened because they're like, we have a god on our side. We have a demigod.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there it is. That's the shot. Wow.
Holy crap.
Oh. Wow. Yo.
Okay. Really? They got destroyed.
Holy crap.
The Valkyries call to us.
Oh,
nice. What? Whoa.
Oh!
We're joining Thorkell.
Are we joining Thorkell?
Holy shit. Really? Really?
Wait, no.
No, I think...
Okay, yeah, we're not joining up with the main army. Whoa!
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, if we save him...
If we do this, we will be legends.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
Oh, let's go tango with Thorkell.
But it's Thorkell.
And 5 times the men.
Yeah.
I love Askeladd's gambler mindset here, but he's playing with some hot fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, okay, you did that. Who knows?
Okay.
Whoa. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking about...
Well, that is,
wow,
let's just say that's not how I expected this episode to go. What a big deal.
We got Canute focus, and then they time skipped.
Yeah.
And then they also had good Thorfinn focus.
Yeah. And good Askeladd focus.
Well, the Askeladd focus, I feel like, is important more for establishing his motivations than his character. Now, I know those are very much ingrained as the same thing sometimes, but
yeah, it's a natural extension of what they've already established.
Yeah.
And just, yeah.
But, oh my god.
Holy, wow.
To me, sail away again. again.
I mean, I was already loving this show.
Yeah.
I was already loving this show. It was already hype. It was already great. But what? What?
Yeah. So this is perfect because I had like no idea. I had like no idea regarding this period of what must have happened in Canute's life because I don't remember this. I guess yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go. All right.
So
Yeah. Thorkell was so upset the idea of being cock-blocked of a fight that he goes and takes like way less men than they had the capacity to deal with.
That's crazy.
Somehow overwhelmed 4,000 men.
Killed 3,600 of them.
No. See, this is the thing. This is the thing I wanted to bring up here.
Oh, okay.
When you have fights like this, there's no means of easy communication.
Sure. So there's a group that's at 400, but there might be other groups.
There's a group that was fielded via communication, and they actually were able to count them, and there's 400. They scattered and defeated soundly the army of 4,000, which means probably at least 1,000 of them are dead. Probably a lot more. Mm-hmm. But the idea is that the others are who knows where. Right. They're all out and about.
And for all intensive purposes, they might be gone because they're mentally...
If
they don't have any like commanding officers near them or whatever, like they don't want to deal with that again.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. This is how basically the battles would be fought. Is that if you didn't have some level of control over the standing army, they would just freak out and just scatter. Well, they wouldn't have any way to respond.
There was something in Sun Tzu's The Art of War. I'm paraphrasing because I don't know. I don't remember the exact line, but it was like that. Regardless of the size of the forces, once one side turns tail and starts to run, then like a dam breaking, the fight's over.
Yeah,
it's done.
Yeah, it's essentially like that. The armies that retreat on any level are already defeated.
Yep.
So yeah.
It's weird because I feel like I've seen this in D&D where you have the party that's like too timid to like fight, so they're trying to like not fully commit, and then they end up just losing what would have otherwise been an easy encounter.
Right.
But in this, like, holy crap! So Thorkell not only defeated them, he takes Canute prisoner.
Yep.
And then he goes after the main army that's still 16,000.
Yep.
He's got 500 dudes with him. Like
it's brilliant because what it is it's not just I've got a hard-on for battle Thorkell kind of thing. It's a smart thing of where he might not even be thinking about the fight anymore. He might be just thinking, hey, come pay up. I've got a hostage here.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have, some kind of Skype message thing to be like, hey, send a raven that will automatically find the main army. Mm-hmm. No, he's like, I'm going to fight. And if they don't want to fight, then fine. Sure. I'm going to make a boatload of gold off of selling this guy back to his dad.
Also, he's got a smaller force, and they're not aware that he's coming. And because they feel like they've won, they won't be expecting anything like that. So if he did want to storm the place in the dead of night, like, he can already take on a group of 4,000, right?
Yeah.
So and because communication's so bad, if he just hits a group that's a bit separated from the rest of them because it's such a massive,
group. Think about it from the standpoint of fielding an army. 20,000, you don't put them all to sleep next to each other.
Oh,
you don't have efficient barracks or something like that. If anything, you might have certain quartermaster kind of situations where you'll have people organized by groups,
maybe groups of around 4,000
or less.
Yeah,
I'd say way less. I would say the Jomsvikings are the best example of an actual fielded military unit.
Right.
And even their numbers don't seem to be more than like 500.
Yeah.
Like if anything,
like the absolute max I could see them being is 2,000, but even then it's probably way closer to 500.
Yeah. On a random, well, it's not really a random tangent, but on a semi-tangent, there was a study done where the individual can't lead more than like effectively more than like, I think it's like 120
Okay.
More than 100, 120 people.
So the Romans had a good idea with centurions.
Yes, exactly. The centurion was the perfect example of how one person can... Askeladd, 100. Can lead basically without having to delegate too much.
Sure.
Because when you start getting into numbers beyond that, delegation is mandatory. And we already see it in Askeladd's group. He's got Bjorn.
Mm-hmm.
And Bjorn is a perfect example of the, I'm everything Askeladd is, maybe a little bit stronger, but I'm still a little bit, lesser on the experience and cunning side of things. Mm-hmm. But I am definitely his second in command. Like, there is no one else out here
no question about it
that lays a claim to that title better than I do.
Yeah.
So when you have an army of 20,000, it's almost important that you have someone that is their figurehead leader, the king.
Oh, sure.
Someone that's huge that comes out there and says, I speak, and then all those that are delegated have been given divine right to, organize this whole thing.
Because if you're going with the centurion thing, you would need 200 centurions.
200, exactly.
You would need 2 centurions for the centurions. Like, think about that. That's ridiculous. And especially in times like this, where you can't just shout, commands.
And also there might be potential language barriers, since there are groups from, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, wherever. Yeah. But also, to contradict that, or to contrast that, we have Canute's group, which was not well handled, which was not well taken care of. In fact, I'm really interested in how they're going to do the characterization of Canute, because what I think they're doing here is they're showcasing that when he grew up, he was raised... I don't know if he was raised entirely Christian, but there was a point where I believe King Sweyn decided that Canute specifically would be raised Christian. And I think that was for the purpose of educating him more so than it was for any paranoia surrounding certain religions. I'm not certain about that.
Yeah.
But I think there was also a little bit of a Christianity's on the rise as of the last 250 years or something like that. So a lot of Vikings are now not necessarily hardcore converting, but because they're a little bit more hardcore in their religion, but they're taking things with there's another religion out there, and their people are relatively strong, so maybe we should think about that.
And certainly well read, because
no one was really that well.
No, I know, right? But that's because of that, any amount of education was huge.
So, but that's again, I think I have to keep reminding myself. This is Denmark. So these are the Danes. So there's a little bit of a separation between their culture and the Nordic gods and culture. So that's an important thing to keep in mind there.
Gotcha.
So the Saxons and what have you. Okay. But the other thing that I'm glad to bring up is Canute, the pacifist.
Right.
He was talking specifically, well, not him, but the priest, the person who was with him, was talking about those that lived by the sword, die by the sword. So this is some straight up OG Christian teachings of, you do not, killing at all is bad. It's so weird to think about how much religions change over the course of just time.
Yep.
It's this one started 1,000 years ago, and 1,000 years later, what is Christianity today? It's very I don't know. It's very different.
Yeah.
It's more of a set of I don't know. Here's some ways to be a decent-ish person,
Well,
and this they're we are studying this book, and we don't know anything else other than that. If anything, they're way more superstitious maybe than where we are with that today, especially since it's the biggest religion in the world as far as numbers. It might be pretty evenly split though with some others, but I'd say it's still pretty high at the top there.
Well, and the whole idea of having any kind of teachings like that during the Dark Ages, that's pretty
this is 1013. The Dark Ages were the fall of the Roman Empire.
Sure. So this is maybe coming out of
we are coming out of the Dark Ages. We are still kind of in there, but we are like they said, there's the Age of Twilight. Lots of things are ending, lots of things are changing.
Right. This is a transition period. Yeah. And just the idea of trying to be a military leader while saying those that live by the sword die by the sword, like, it's
a contradiction.
Pacifist military leader. Well, and
how's that going to work out for you?
Right, how's that going to work out for you? And I'm not sure if it's like, is this going to be where that changes about Canute maybe, or like even if it's just a slight change or something, because the thing is, the build up that they've done for Canute this entire time has been the badass.
Oh no,
the mysterious badass. No. Well, maybe not.
I've been unfortunately adding to that.
Sure,
because if you take out what I've done,
yeah. But with how they've framed him so far, he has not spoken a word, I don't think.
No,
that's true. And they've never shown his face.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they've also made it so that, he looks, regal and, and princely and all that stuff, which is very much a rare thing in this, setting and whatnot, right? So that makes, like, maybe I'm just making the Griffith connection or whatever.
Yeah, you're making the Griffith connection, yeah.
But the idea that they're building up...
Well, okay. I think you're reading into also my stuff here, because this is not what the show is building up. Because I'll tell you, I was wrong with how fast they're going to move things here. Canute is not a badass right now.
No, I know. No, right.
Canute is not even being built up as a badass right now.
No.
He's being built up as like other. He's He's distant from this chaotic, crazy world.
Whatever. Yeah.
Like the regal stuff you were thinking.
Right,
of.
But I wasn't saying that they were making him be badass right now.
If you're saying they were building him up to be a badass.
Exactly, building him up to be a badass, right? And what that makes me think, I could totally be wrong, but what it makes me think is that during captivity, maybe a bit of a transformation happens. Because the thing is that if he's well read and all that stuff, if he's been taught all these things, then he could have the potential to do all kinds of crazy things if he got to the point where he got the a bit of the life of hard knocks and learned some things that way and became a bit more okay with conquest, I guess. Like, and maybe I'm completely reading into things wrong, because I don't know the history and all that stuff. But you don't, like, I feel like you don't do build up like this if the person isn't going to do anything that makes the mysterious aspect of them feel warranted.
Yeah, I think this is entirely just I've said way too much to kind of hype up Canute, because
maybe
if I was looking
but
at
now
this,
I feel like you're trying to like obfuscate and dehype.
Maybe, yeah. But I think I'm also being a little bit, I would say, pragmatic here, because in terms of what they've shown right here, I had no prior knowledge about any kind of this whole thing that happened with Canute. This blindsided me, and I'm like, wait, hold on a minute here. I think a lot of my knowledge of him comes from later timelines.
Well, so that's why his origin story.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Origin story means that we have to build him up as a character first, not a badass.
Oh yeah, right. No, totally. And he hasn't spoken yet, so
yeah. So if anything, what I'm expecting, and again, I know some stuff, but I don't know everything about his life, is that I'm expecting that we're actually going to see one of the most calm, quiet, meek, and I would say maybe a little bit distant or detached kind of personalities once we start seeing him talk, and not a detached in that he has no empathy or what have you, but he has a little bit of a that he's living on a different hill than these people are. He's built other things underneath his foundation than they have. So there's a little bit of a disconnect between that. And I'm looking forward to the conversation potentially between him and Thorkell, which could happen in the next episode, because the way that Thorkell mentioned Canute made me just kind of have this check of like, wait, like had me racking my brain like, what does that mean? Because I think it's simple now that we know, the end of this episode, why Askeladd like is going to act this way, is that Canute is a big deal to Swain, like a big deal to the king. So it's a prime mercenary target.
Sure.
Their minds go money, glory, power, riches.
Right.
This is the jackpot just being left right in front of me. And Thorkell's hyped because he's like, wait, they left the prince there? Yeah, it's the second line, but whatever. With only 4,000 men? Oh, like Thorkell's like, I'm ready. Just give me the okay from London. Is it good? Is it good? And they're like, dude, the king left. You can do whatever the hell you want. And then Thorkell's like, everyone who wants to make some money. And just the idea that another
Let's
guy,
go kill them.
Asgeir, or what have you, he's just like, yeah, like, this is just the way things are and stuff. And then he'd probably be like, okay, go get like half the garrison. Better yet, get like 80% of them. Let's go. Let's go. And just the amount of chaos that's happening.
Yeah.
That I would assume that's most of the garrison of London basically left on Thorkell's command to go after the main army after defeating an army of 4,000.
I mean, after you defeat an army of 4,000, you're unstoppable at that point in your mind. Like, especially when you've got an 8-foot tall, giant with you.
Also, this is something that's good to bring up. There's the way they said they fought like bears. There's a very real possibility that this is just Thorkell's mercenary group that he leads now.
Sure. And I think they did say like handpicked, like, or the men closest to him or whatever.
For sure. Yeah. So there's a very real possibility that most of the Englishmen just stayed because they're like, no, this is our city, this is our home, we're not leaving. And they're like, you guys, we can't stop you. But
you
better be successful or whatever.
Please don't abandon us, kind of a thing. Yeah.
But in some ways, it's like
right. Well, and when Thorkell originally got excited about the idea that Canute was there, I was thinking it was something of like, I've heard about the prince. I'm excited to to go up against him in combat or whatever. But no, it's wait. So you're telling me this is how I can force the army to go up against us? Is I get that guy. And then suddenly...
Big brain.
Yeah.
See, Thorkell is a lovable, like, giant in that he's so ridiculous, but I get the idea that every once in a while he has moments that he thinks are big brain, but he's just operating at, like, regular brain level, He's like, oh my god, I just ascended to big brain status.
But because he's such a monster in combat, the... traditional how should I say,
critical thinking?
Well, no, not critical thinking, but it's the idea that restrictions and cautions that other people would have,
he doesn't have to think about.
He doesn't really have to think about those as much.
Well, I lost 2 fingers recently. I just go and stick them in the fire for a little bit.
He doesn't think about how many men he can defeat. He thinks about how many ships he can defeat.
He thinks about like how much fun it's going to be to hit 20 men at a time because they're so clumped together because of the 20,000 thing there.
Oh, that great clean feat that I took back then. This is where it will finally pay off.
Imagine how much King Swain is gonna like blow open his like butthole when he like sees me like coming down the hill with a tree on my back, just like
he's like my
carving through his army.
My eyeball popping count with one swing is only at 32. So
I'd like it's not even close to Mira levels. Jeez, I can do better.
Yeah,
I deserve better. I'm Thorkell.
That's right. And if you had someone like that was however giant Thorkell is, talking like that to be like, all right, guys, this is what we're gonna do. There's 16,000 men that way. We just have to get through these 4,000, and then they're all ours.
So. The other big thing that happened this episode that we really need to discuss is everything that happened with Thorfinn and Askeladd. So Thorfinn has a vision of Vinland and his family having moved there, and it's wonderful and it's wholesome, and it's showing that he still feels everything from his past. He is not an edgelord. He has taken all this pain upon himself, and he hasn't processed it. He hasn't figured out a way to let them go, obviously, but also it's something where he still desires to go home.
Oh yeah,
he wants that.
Yep,
he wants
Thor's
that
is the only
safety.
one that's dead.
He wants that peace.
Yeah,
and yet he can't let go. He can't.
Nope.
It's not something he takes joy in his pursuit of revenge.
And he's aware of the fact that Thor's wouldn't want him to do this.
He's so aware.
Like,
I love that that's
like
something
that
that like is literally oppressing upon his heart and his mind.
The human heart in conflict with itself. Because if they just had it where it's now I must avenge my father, and then it takes 50 episodes and someone to say the obvious of, do you think your father would want you to be doing this? It's like, no, he would think of things like that.
He's thinking about this constantly.
Right, he's thinking about his father all the time. Right,
he's tortured by it.
Exactly. Like it wasn't because anybody died, but when there's a close connection with someone and then they move away or whatever, and then you dream about those times that when you would be able to hang out with them and just do whatever, right? That's real, and I can't imagine how much more so it would be when it's your dad,
Yeah. And all the things that he's telling himself in the dream. That's probably one of my favorite things about a visual medium and having dreams, is that everything there is as a result of that person's mind bringing it to the forefront because they find it valuable, or at the very least they find it to be something that they're currently thinking about quite a lot in their conscious time. So in your conscious time, Thorfinn, this is what occupies your mind. The hope of maybe a future where you can go to a land where you don't have to worry about all this chaos and dark crap. But also the idea that if we could turn back time to the good old days when Thor was still alive. And that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Nope.
In fact, it keeps rearing its ugly head with having the dark, shadow fall over the land and the village getting raided, which by the way, I want to I jumped on this very quickly, even though it's not the literal interpretation, but I think it's a really good interpretation, is that once he wakes up, you realize where he is. He's in a village that they just raided. There's a guy with an axe buried in his back right next to him where he was sleeping. The axe is still in there.
Right.
So in his mind, he just went and killed a bunch of people. He's dealing with this whole thing there. Then he himself has some nondescript group, which, by the way, they didn't show specifically Askeladd or anyone in there that he recognized. Whatever, he was a nondescript group of people coming to raid them or what have you.
These people are a bunch of strangers.
But what I think is important there is I think he's trying to separate himself slightly from the idea that those people are the people that went and killed his dad before are now his people. So then later when Askeladd is all like, hey, you haven't seen the sunrise yet? He's like, hey, don't try to be chummy with me. We're not friends. Like, I don't think you... He's trying to do that because I'm not one of you.
He's been helping the people that killed his father do the stuff where they killed his father, right? To other people, when his father would always tell him, you don't have enemies.
So good. And then having little things where I don't know if we're supposed to assume that Thorfinn saw this, but the idea of where they had the couple, holding hands and stuff like that. The idea that he's now the breaker of families.
I'm sure he noticed that.
I just don't know if that was a third person omniscient thing or if that was actually from his first person perspective.
It could be third person limited.
Either way. So we have the conversation between him and Askeladd too. I love that they did the classic thing of the main character goes off to brood by the sunrise, but it's actually not a brooding thing, is because it's the sunrise coming up, not a sunset. It's not a thing of the
I'm going to sit in the darkness alone.
Yeah, it's actually that there's potentially some light in the future.
I need to get perspective. I need to get some hope for a better tomorrow.
So he goes out there, and who's out there already but Askeladd, the one that effectively instigated the death of his father. The one who he wants to kill. Brilliant.
Basically,
and he's already
the thing
been out
that's
there.
keeping him from that. Because that's the last person he would want to see, but at the same time, he could just forget about it. Okay, Askeladd's going to die eventually, right? I don't need to be the one to kill him, and then he could go back to his family. But he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, well, that's partially his own thing of it needs to be an honorable duel and all that Yeah. I wonder if he'll hold on to that. I'm sure he'll have many more duels with him in the future. I just think that it would be cool to have the twist be at a certain point he realizes the pointlessness of it all and doesn't duel him anymore when either Askeladd dies or when Askeladd is too old even to.
And I'm glad they brought that up.
Yes. Yeah. That Askeladd's like, hey, time's on your side, buddy.
Eventually. Yeah. And because it's the idea that basically, in that sense, he'd be giving Askeladd what he wants almost. If it's the you're gonna stick with me until you eventually kill me, but hey, that's fine because I'm gonna die anyway. I've made my peace with that, right? And the fact that you're the one to kill me, that at least will feel better than getting killed by some random person, right? I'm sure that's got to feel a bit better because he's like, yeah, I took away this kid's dad.
It's karma.
It's karma, right? And hey, at least I was able to help this kid out, right? In some sick, twisted sense, right? It's like like just the idea that sure, why not?
Huh.
But Thorfinn is basically giving his life away, right? Because the longer that he stays here, the less time he has with his family. The more he becomes one of the band that's also going to die by the sword, right?
Yeah, he has no means to get back to his family, though.
I mean, I'm sure he could.
No, I don't think he could.
I think he could. He'd need it'd be tough, but he could do it.
Yeah,
he's resourceful.
I think if he wanted to get back to his family, he literally needs to have there be that moment where they leave England and go back to some kind of free area with trade and stuff like that. So now he can't. I think that it's partially a thing of where he would need to wait until this campaign is over.
It would definitely be something that would take a lot of time.
Yes,
there would be no quick travel about it either way.
Yeah, I just think it would take at minimum years because of the fact they're on
I can see that.
England right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's part of it. But Askeladd bringing up some really cool motivations-based stuff. Now, I want to talk about the thing that we brought up earlier because I think Jacob and I had a little bit of a silent conversation that you guys weren't really privy to as much. We discussed the difference between Askeladd's characterization versus his motivation. I think what's going on here is that Askeladd is thinking about the future.
Right.
Obviously, that's why he's out here.
Yeah.
And then he brings up stuff with Thorfinn and how Thorfinn relates to his future.
Exactly.
And he's like, yeah, time is on your side. It's going to go this way. And then based on how he decides to handle things with the scout coming back, the messenger coming back, about the whole situation at Londinium, cuts the guy's head off and he's like, hey, let's seize our fate by the jaw, by the...
I thought you were going to say by the dick.
Just grab it and by the neck or what have you, and let's wring out every last bit of life
Suck
we can
the marrow
from
out
it.
of life. Yeah. Right, because he's also
doing the stupid thing.
Because
he wants something more than just living.
Exactly.
But he's doing this in a way that that feels like they're trying to point out how his motivations have either become more urgent or they've changed just a little bit. So when he talks with Thorfinn, he mentions the Romans.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, you were a little bit educated, Askeladd.
Yeah.
You've got some backstory that you haven't told us about. How do you know about these people that were wiped out 500 years ago? Just stories passed along through...
Probably in the same way that he got...
Ancestor by ancestor by ancestor? I don't know. That's a long time.
Right. Like, think about 500 years ago nowadays. Now, granted, with, technology and whatnot...
We have the internet.
Isn't as much.
We have the internet.
Right.
Do you know what naval...
What do you know about the Renaissance?
Well, what do you know specifically, because this is with regards to a cultural, societal, military power. Do you know what naval military power was the strongest 500 years ago? You probably don't.
It was probably the mix toss between the Spanish and the English, right?
There was a point also where it was the Portuguese as well. So there's a lot of things where I don't even know the exact specifics because I'd have to go back and look at specific dates. Now this is at a time before that, where we don't even know how easily things would be passed down other than by stories.
Right, and even in the case of stories, now granted, they probably did that a lot more because there wasn't the internet and things like that.
Totally.
They didn't have books, so that was the only way you pass things down.
Yep.
But still, when the life expectancy is like 50, you're talking about 10 generations of full, like not even generations, full lifespans, right? You know, of people passing down by word of mouth. Unless Askeladd secretly like trained somewhere, you know, at the leadership school for, you know, whatever.
Well,
right?
I just say it makes him very interesting that he brings up stuff from history as if it's relevant now, because the way he describes it is that times are changing here. The reason why we're here in, you know, England nothing to do with getting loot, with getting plunder, or even really with being like, yeah, we're chummy with King Sweyn, you know?
It's because things are changing.
And Askeladd likes to be at the tip of the spear.
Right. He likes to ride that wave. He wants to be ahead of the curve. Yeah.
And if that's the kind of character he is, then what's funny is that he might end up actually inspiring Thorfinn a little bit to be like, hey, Thorfinn, I get it. You don't see me as anything more than a dead end for your vengeance. Cool. But maybe don't see life as that.
But what if there's more? So
think about life as being this thing of where, you're eventually going to abandon me. I will either be killed by you or you'll lose interest in me. But you're going to still be alive after that. He's like, I have actually quite a bit of faith in you. I believe in you.
Yeah.
You're going to go far, kid. You know, that song starts like, you got to. So, if that's the case, what's next?
Right.
Well, and he's not even really asking him the question. He's just talking, and it's brilliant.
So here's the thing that drives me crazy about this show. It's called Vinland Saga.
Yeah, I know. I still don't know why.
But they're not in Vinland. They're like, there's thoughts about Vinland. That's it. This episode, maybe it's just because it's Studio Wit. I don't know. But this episode gave me hardcore early Attack on Titan vibes.
I get what you're meaning.
With the idea of the dreaming about the better world and everything like that, and being obsessed with vengeance, but being reminded of what if there was something beyond the sea, right?
Totally.
You know, and then we have the main character who then has this conversation with somebody about pretty much all of that, and the main character is in that place where they can't really think about it because of the vengeance, and the other characters kind of reminding them of it, even if they're not open to being reminded of it.
For sure.
And, like, is this going to be something where eventually Thorfinn, like, gets his family, like, reunites with his family and is like, we're going to go to Vinland? Like, we're, you know, like that could be it.
There's a huge portion of this show's setup that feels like if the story is called Vinland Saga, Saga has a very specific definition.
Multiple stories.
Yes, exactly. Meaning that there's going to be portions of the story that could be dedicated to specific types of narratives that don't work in the next portion of the saga. There could be an exploration portion of this saga. I think that this is one of those episodes, one of those parts in the story, one of those lulls where we get huge character moments that mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, because when you develop a long running story, you have to set up the things that are big character moments for your main cast as early as possible, so that when people look back and when people also just kind of move forward in the story, they're built on a strong foundation of where that character is going, what they want, what they need, what they don't have, blah, 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 weaknesses, etc. And Askeladd feels more and more like hey, this is my chapter in the saga. But I'm getting a little meta here and realizing that I can't be in the entire saga. I can't be in the entire story. So if he's getting a little bit self-aware about his own mortality,
crisis, kind of.
Charmander, have you ever contemplated your own mortality? Well, what? Charmander. One of my favorite Pro ZD videos. But if Askeladd is like, Well, okay.
Yeah.
If Thorkell can seize fate by the jaws and just defy all logic and reason and do what he's doing, what can I do?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, and
I'm not going to do anything that crazy, but I can do a lot of crazy before these old bones kick the bucket.
And I love it because it's also kind of a callback to Thor's, because he saw Thor's, and here was this person who did something that he didn't think it was possible for a person to do.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, will you lead us, right? Because there was that idea of, I want something more, but I can't do that. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe there are people like that, right? And who's to say that I can't be like them? What made the Romans, right?
Yeah.
You know? Like, is it possible that there could be something like that today? Could I be a part of that?
Yeah. I like that. I like that Askeladd has the cynical dreamer role in the story nailed down.
He really does.
You really see him as basically this guy who, on the surface level, is this cynical, pragmatic, just kind of, I do what I can because today tomorrow I might die.
And it contrasted great with Thor's, and it still contrasts well with Thorfinn. Like
yeah, they fit really well. And then we have this we have this other side of him that we're getting a little bit of showcase there. That it's still not characterization, though. I want to bring that up because this is something that isn't hard tied, I would say, specifically to specifically anything he's done until the end of the episode. It was something that I feel like was... This is a weird way to say it because I don't think I'm saying this right for anyone who's on a technical level looking at what I'm saying here. What I'm trying to bring up the point is that this was something where they were revealing a motivation that hadn't been fleshed out, so that when he took action at the end of the episode, we understood on a more complex level, or maybe in a more simplified way, why he was doing that. Because when it happened, we had this moment of, wait, is he joining Thorkell?
Right.
And I immediately was like, wait, no, not that. It's gonna be something else. And then he reveals what his plan is, and we go, of course it is. Because
Because for me, at least, it doesn't feel like it's Askeladd not doing anything different, because this is definitely something he hasn't done before. But I don't think it's coming from a different place. But that maybe
so it's not new characterization.
Right, it's not new characterization. But it's basically taking that characterization that he's gotten and finally capitalizing it in a concrete way.
Right.
If that makes sense.
But I still describe it as a motivations based thing, because if you think about what was his motivation prior to this, it was not clear. It was not actually that clear.
One might say he was searching still.
Well, the one thing I would say that maybe he was searching for, if anything, was a replacement. Was a way out.
Okay, yeah.
And this is a way out, if you think about it.
Right.
It's a...
Yep.
It's a let's go out with a bang kind of move. And if it doesn't work, we went out with a bang.
I was going to die at some point
anyways. If it does work...
Yeah.
We'll be legends. Yeah. Yep. So, that's a wrap on a crazy episode. And boy. We've got a chase on.
Yeah.
A chase of a chase.
Oh man.
And
I'm so excited to see how this goes.
All right. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. Full-length reactions are also there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community about these shows, about anime in general, just stories or whatever, and you can also talk with Jacob about his book that he wrote.
Yes, you know the drill. My sci-fi novel, Battlelands. Like what are we even talking about? Like, if you haven't gotten it already, at least go check it out. You know, don't take my word for it. Look at the reviews on there, and if you do get it, make sure to leave a review of your own to help let people know that it's a good book.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.